on this. In the Carolinas, a series of coordinates started to show up on intersections. One of the gentlemen who called us identified the coordinates as artillery markers of the type that he used during the Vietnam War as a forward observer. And these, of course, are around military facilities. At first, only one or two intersections were marked. Now, all of the counties that are near the facility have been gridded with artillery coordinates at each intersection on the backs of the signs, just like the markers. So there's a wide array. Another one that we've seen you might want to watch for. The sign markers are about so large, but now they have a series of hold dots. And we don't know what those do, but chances are they activate also, and they glow in the dark, or they can be seen effectively with sensors, with night vision, or with infrared. It's possible. Excuse me. Anybody else?
Mark.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
No, go ahead.
All right, number one, what happened to our Patriot missiles in Afghanistan? And number two, I heard that we gave a bunch of government surplus to the Seminoles and the Sioux Indians, and then we can find the shit. What is that?
Well, I'm sure it can be found eventually. What happened is, first of all,
about that though, or what?
First of all, it was probably not Pershings, but you're talking about Stingers.
Yeah, right.
The Stingers.
Right.
A lot of the Stingers ended up being passive, contrary to the story that they might have pushed. What I think happened with the Stingers is that some of the components were designed to, over a time, break down, and then internally that they were designed to oxidize in different ways. The battery packs are hard to get.
They will destroy themselves. Huh?
They'll destroy themselves on the shelf, perhaps, because the Stingers are a threat that everybody said the terrorists will have. Okay. We've had the SAM-7 around now for over 25 years, and yet it has never been admitted that the SAM-7 has knocked down a single jet airliner in history. It's a shoulder-fired missile, just like the Red Eye. They're just about as common as popcorn. Every nation has them. So the Stinger's no greater a threat than the others are, because they're saving those for what they perceive to be the real threats. You know, jet fighters. That's what they're going to engage, destroy, and take out. With regard to
the Army surplus,
Army surplus, okay.
We gave to the Sioux, we gave it to the Seminoles.
The Indians, just like other agencies in the government, can do what's called screening. There was an amount of equipment that they were given and authorized to possess that was stored on their properties. It's disappeared. Now, somebody might have shuffled it down the road. Some Patriot mechanisms, so heaven forbid, who knows who they might be, might have acquired them, okay? And, or, again, they're there, they just can't be found right away because they're being dispersed by the Indians who have them. The Indian population is organized in many areas, so don't forget them as another entity. They understand, as well as everybody else does, that while they are not in the best of positions, that they're still better off than they would be under the New World Order, and that they have some autonomy. They would have no autonomy under the New World Order program.
They'd lose it, right?
They'd lose it. And in fact, the Mohawks probably are the best organized in the East. The Sioux Nation as a whole has some militant arms that are well organized. They're plus and minus in terms of quality. And even here, as you all know, there are different elements in Florida that are probably in existence, that the Seminoles that we aren't able to get into. And we don't have to. We don't really want to know. Again, compartmentalization. So it's important that we maintain integrity. Unit integrity is crucial. Here we have the gentleman in the back was patient.
Yes. I see the state of Florida has slapped the ban on this, or knocked the ban down at the Senate level on confiscation of the weapons or the banning of the assault rifles. And there's other states that are trying to do this. If enough of them do this, what move do you think they'll take to counteract that?
Okay.
You can't have too many states doing it.
Right. The states, first of all, what this is designed to keep, we have to fight that. But we've been playing as little Dutch boy for a long time. We've been on the defensive. We plug this hole, and then this hole. Whoops. Well, what's happened is, while they were busy fighting the state operations, remember, they're still going at us at the federal level. And that's what we're seeing right now. These have all been ways to keep us busy with minor actions while a major campaign has been taking place and the whole front is moving. And now they are very close to another victory within a very short period of time that will give them the authority to come into many homes. And that's what they're interested in doing right now.
That's the sign bill?
The Omnibus Crime Package, S8, along with 3355, which includes our discussion about the Hong Kong police being recruited into the FBI, DEA, and ATF inside the United States. The reason that they're doing this,
100,000.
well, there'll be a large number. They'll be incorporated in the National Police Force when they're done. What they need them for is not so much that they're that great a mercenary, but they have experience with all of the electronic warfare technology they're going to use on us, like the smart card they want. Hong Kong has already had this. All of their cars already have sensors in them, and every car can be tracked 24 hours a day in Hong Kong, period. What they're doing is taking and hiring the people who have good experience in how to use the technology and bringing them here to use it against us. And that's their primary mission. Also the chip. They've had experience with using the chip, and they've been employing it in different ways in the past. These people know how to use it, how to track it, how to identify quirks in the system, and that's why they're being brought here, so it can be incorporated the rest of the way. Once the S8 bill is merged the rest of the way with 3355, which is all that's waiting to happen, the bills have passed. You've got to understand that. I can't stress that enough. When the NAFTA treaty and the Brady bill passed, the crime bill passed. It's just like everything else. Watch this hand, whoops, we got you by the short hairs again. It's that they did not believe, and they were right, that we would accept 2 helpings of what we call shit pie at one time. No matter how much sugar coating you put on it, people would start to think. The thing that's happened here is this. I got to explain. It's like if you look at this as a timeline, your enemy wanted to stretch this out over a period of months or years even. What happened is, because of all your efforts, and this shows that you do count, we've pushed every one of these windows back. And now, instead of being spread out over a long distance, they're bunched up into a very short window. But because of that, it is now very obvious what the overall program is, and that's what scares the hell out of them. You can see it. Even the inanely stupid out there, who don't want to listen to a word you have to say, can see it. And they know what's happening. They just don't want to admit it yet. You know, panic hasn't set in back here.
In your opinion, and I know it may be difficult, for the non-patriot people who are the non-believers, how long do you think it'll be before this will be so evident that they'll see it? And how much time do you think it'll be before this whole thing starts to mushroom openly?
We're in the middle of a window right now. Well, before we came down here, in fact, you were one of the first groups that asked if we could come down, and we based everything upon coming here, really. Everything mushroomed out from there. We can't tell you what kind of a response we got. We've had some...
I cry for my country, for the pain that it's been through. She's been made to suffer for the profit of a few. Storm clouds are forming, winds of change now touch our shores. Our hear forefathers are crying as the dream's been cruised. America.